My psychotherapist tells me that frustration inevitably leads to expressions of anger. Bill Graham always wanted to be an actor, and instead he gained international recognition as a rock and roll promoter. Nevertheless, he somehow managed to channel his anger to gargantuan and legendary proportions. He has turned in some pretty nifty performances as a conventional actor as well. In this next video segment, we get a chance to see a few clues and a few witnesses to Bill's incendiary style of interaction with other people, and a few scenes of him actually working as an actor. Roll that clip, please.
I've never seen your band, and I have a right to put the groups on that I've seen and that I like, that I think will bring the public some pleasure. I'm not saying yours won't, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well,
that's my problem. But I haven't been here, and I've been gone for the last few weeks. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. I just like to say, fuck you and thanks for the memories, man, you know. Really, you know. Maybe sometime, you know, you'll hear us. You know?
No, under those circumstances, never, sweetheart. Never.
Oh, man.
You take your fucking attitude, Yo-Yo, and get out of this building.
Hey, man, it isn't a question of that, man, you know.
The next time you say fuck you to me, you wouldn't be wearing that jacket.
Oh, well, man, you said
There are
it to
times
me,
when I don't
man,
like
you know.
the way I look. Somebody once showed me a clip of me tearing into somebody. Oh my God, what a yo-yo. That's life. Hendrix once came very late, and I was stomping in front of the Fillmore, yelling and screaming. How could you do that? My God, you had 5,000 people in there. And it blew his mind. He went into semi-shock, and he didn't play well. It took a number of years for me to realize what the effect of my New Yorkese madness did to some artists. When this comes out, to me it's just easy. I can turn it on and turn it off. But to a Van Morrison, it's somewhat shocking, who comes from that world. It's a learning process for everybody.
Recording studio, and Bill was in the recording studio, which has these big soundproof doors, and I was in the dining room next door having my breakfast. I just got up, and I could hear Bill talking to a local promoter, maybe it's Barry Fay or someone. We're talking, he was screaming at this guy, but screaming about these points and small numbers and yelling, and right, I could hear him through these two double doors. And after he'd done like a week of this negotiating, he lost his voice completely.
To Bill Graham, the Silver Megaphone Award, you let you do it your way, thanks to the Rolling Stones US Tour 72.
Why did you guys get him the sterling silver megaphone?
Save his voice. Yes. Save him shouting so loud. Because he just can't stop shouting. I mean, he's just bawling all day long. I don't know if Bill was ever in the army, but he would have made a great sergeant major.
Maybe it's relief from getting out of the mime troupe.
Hey, Bill, something might fall on you, Bill. That's a warning as a friend. I know. Plane coming down!
Okay, what was your name? You just can't take things personally. It's the
tirades can also work for you. A few years ago, when I was having a tax audit done on me, and the IRS man, I said, you better come and meet me at 9 in the morning, because at 10, Bill will be here and we go to work. So the guy met me at 9, and he was still there at 10. At about 5 after 10, Bill takes his first call, yelling, screaming. The IRS guy starts breaking out in sweat. He said, I think everything's fine. I don't want to get in your way. Case closed.
Ray, good day. Good day, brother. Good day. You know, all good things must come to an end sooner or later. Good day.
Walter, the cop on the beat who hated me, and I hated him. We did not like each other because they kept on trying to close me down because nothing came across. And he came and looked for me, and he found me in the kitchen in the back of the old film on the side. Well, you know, it's 2 o'clock. What do you mean? What's the meaning of this? How can you open it tonight? I said, well, look, Walter, it's Pigpen's birthday. They're having a good time. The dad and the airplane and Baez and the family's there. And you got to let it go. He says, Article 14, page 9, paragraph 6.2 states. He goes on, I finally broke. And I said, all right, shoot me. God damn it, where are your feelings? Don't you have any soul? Shoot me. I ain't stopping the show. He apologized. He said, Bill, I didn't mean to upset you. Wish Pigpen a happy birthday for me. How long will this go on? I said, I don't know. Just let it run its natural course. You're right, Bill. I've got to learn to be more considerate. Right! And he leaves. And he came back at about, 2:45 when it was over, and he said, did it go all right, Bill? Because every day, it went fine. Thank you very much. But I always remembered that as a point to remember when you're not winning, then you have to do a 360. You say, and you have to go so far that a person will say, you've got to be real, and you've got to be serious because you can't be joking. And sometimes you just have to go.
How to argue and win. Keep up a stream of illogical thinking. Employ fallacies, prejudices, and if you find that doesn't work, go heavy on emotionalism and inappropriate analogies. Be completely irrational and avoid facing the truth. This method so frustrates your opponent that though he may be completely right, you appear to have won. Signed, Bill Graham.
I think his reputation actually is a little bit more negative than it ought to be, because people tend to, whenever they do interviews of anybody, they want to lean on the sex, drugs, and what do you do wrong, because it's more interesting. They don't want to know that you cook real good eggs or whatever it is you do right. And I think the negative parts, yeah, he blows up. So what? I mean, you got 2 legs. If you don't like it, walk away, you know, or whatever. And he's got a hot temper. But good Lord, the stuff that balances that just takes it away.
It was almost a riot. It was in Verona, Italy. And they were going to have a riot right there in front of us. And people had machine guns cocked, you know, because all the people just jumped out of the seats and came on. They wanted to jump on stage, you know. So somehow, like Moses or something, he got in the middle between the guards and the crazy Italian audience, you know. And he started conducting traffic. He started pushing the guys with machine guns back, you know. And I said, this man is crazy. He thinks he's in New York and he can just stop traffic, you know. But it's funny how, you know, I ain't making it up. It's funny how he intimidated about, I don't know how many guards with machine guns to go back and stand back, and then he intimidated the audience to go back, and he stopped the riot. Without any weapons, you know, he just screamed really loud.
I mean, it really takes a lot to push Bill's button. Take what happened at the US Festival, for instance. It was the second day, we'd done about 10 bands in a row right on time, and the Kinks were going to go on. And they decided that they needed to wait a little longer until it was totally dark. And Bill didn't feel that was necessarily the right thing to do, that maybe, you know, waiting an hour and a half between sets might be a little bit long. The manager of the band, who had given Bill his word that the Kinks would not delay going on stage, happened to make one of the small mistakes of parking his brand new Mercedes right behind the stage. And Bill decided to get the band on stage, and what he did was he went and got a forklift and decided to lift up the Mercedes and move it. And just as he started to do this, because he was kind of infuriated that the band hadn't gone on stage, the manager's running back and goes, "Look, if you need me to move this, my car, and maybe parked illegally, I'll move it." And Bill's going, "No, you got it wrong. You get your band up on the stage right now." This shows a certain amount of style. I mean, I don't think that many other promoters would put a forklift under a Mercedes in order to get the show started.
I think everybody should keep in mind that he started out in theater.
Here it comes, J.W. Watch him. He's an egg cream.
And Oni Madden always had good judgment and talent.
Right. Kid's fantastic.
What's the kid's name?
Dixie Dwyer. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. It'll choke you up. Fantastic kid. He's coming in now. Unbelievable. Watch him. Watch him. Dixie Dwyer.
Finally. First kid you ever sent me since we started talking does not sound like a soprano. Thank God.
He's the greatest. He'll become the biggest thing you ever.
Hold it,
Fantastic.
Solid. This kid can't act. The kid stinks as an actor.
Right. Oh, I can see it.
And he has a good face. He has a good voice.
Great face.
Does
Great
not look
voice.
like a fruit.
Not at all. Not a fruit. No, he goes with a
But
girl.
he looks like a gangster. He could be a great gangster. What's this kid's name again?
Dwyer. Dixie Dwyer.
Dixie
Don't
Dwyer.
ever forget. Great name. Fantastic name.
Nothing name.
The worst name in the world. Right.
First thing we do is
right. We'll change the
then
name.
I'll decide about the name.
Right.
You like the name?
I like the name. I tell you, the same.
Keep the name.
Keep the name. That's fantastic. He's used to
Put
it
him
now.
under
I know.
contract. We'll send him to the coast.
I think it's a great idea.
We'll give him a shot.
Fantastic.
Nice of you fellas to unload this hooch for me.
We did it.
I said, how you doing out there? What is that looking for? You worked so goddamn hard on Operation Brute Force. Hello, all you paratroopers out there. And the Marines. And the sailors. We're proud of you because we know how tough and how hard it's been. Yeah. And to prove it, we're going to give you some entertainment.